There are tons and tons of cameras out there for vlogging. So I have two right here that I think are pretty budget and basically do everything you need them to do. So this is my old smartphone. It's an iPhone 5C. It records in 1080p, 30 frames per second. It's recorded every single vlog I've showed you on my channel so far. It has a decent microphone as well, and it's relatively cheap because it is kind of an older generation iPhone. It's around only $100. But yeah, it's always a good thing to just go ahead and use what you already have. So if you have a smartphone, most of the smartphones nowadays have very good cameras in them, and they're like super decent, and they're not that expensive at all, and they're basically built right into your smartphone, which you can fit right in your pocket. Another cheap camera that is available to about everyone is a GoPro. I have one right here. It's called the GoPro Hero, and it records in 1080p, 30 frames per second, just as my iPhone did. And it also has a way, if you want to downgrade your resolution, you could upgrade your frame per second. So if you record 720p, you will get 60 frames per second, which makes it a nice smoother video. This has a fisheye lens, and that looks pretty cool. In my opinion, I don't mind the way they look, but some people really hate the way the fisheye lens look, and apparently it makes them sick, so I try not to use it too much in my YouTube videos, so that's why I've been using this one. But I'm going to show you guys a test between both these cameras and what they look like. So with the GoPro, having the fisheye lens, it makes moving and motion and very fast-paced shots a lot easier to film, whereas they're a bit more choppy on the iPhone. But with the iPhone, you're able to control where you want to zoom in and where you want to focus on, because this, you can't really do anything on it. This one has autofocusing, and you can tap where you'd like to focus, but the GoPro can't really do anything. You can't even look at the footage until you put it into the computer. So the iPhone is definitely easier to film with, but this is good for action shots. So if you do vlogs with lots of action and sports and like outdoors stuff, if you're in the water all the time, you're definitely going to want to have a GoPro because they're waterproof. So my mom uses the Sony Alpha 6000, which is a DSLR. It's super slim. It's like the size of a little point and shoot, and if you take off the lens, you could probably put it in your pocket, which is pretty impressive. She's got this regular lens for basically just everyday use. She has one for up-close shots, a macro, and then do you have one for faraway shots too? Okay, she also has a telephoto lens, but since we were on a kind of like strict packing for Italy, she only brought one lens because she didn't want to lose them. But this thing takes amazing pictures. I'll show them after the video. But yeah, this thing is awesome. So if you want a further upgrade from these two, these are pretty basic. You can go ahead and find a DSLR, which is a camera with different types of lenses that you can put on it that do different things, like a macro and a telephoto. The macro, you can take pictures of really up-close things, and the telephoto, you can take pictures of really far things. They also have wide-angle lenses and fisheye lenses, so you can make a regular camera just completely different. That was the Canon T5. This is the Canon PowerShot G9X. It's one of these little point-and-shoot cameras you can fit in your pocket, and it's also a super good camera. It can basically record in maximum HD that YouTube will even accept. Obviously, they're quite a bit more than these ones, but if you want an upgrade, you can go ahead and check these two out.